When your dog leans their whole body against you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it feels sweet, but behind that simple weight against your leg, there's something deeper that most owners completely miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your dog can do. And if you brush it off, which most owners do, you might be missing messages they've been sending you for years. Let's start with what your dog's love language really looks like. Have you ever been standing in the kitchen and suddenly felt your dog press their full body weight into the back of your legs? Most people think it's just a quirk. Maybe they want food, maybe they're tired, maybe they just got in the way. Here's what's actually happening. In the wild, leaning against another animal is a vulnerability. You're giving up your ability to run. You're anchoring yourself to something or someone and trusting that they won't let anything happen to you. When your dog leans into you, they're not being lazy. They're saying, "You are my safe place." Think about that for a second. Dogs who have experienced trauma or neglect almost never lean. They hover nearby. They want closeness, but they keep one paw out. The lean, the full, relaxed body against body lean, only happens when a dog has decided completely and without reservation that you are trustworthy. That's not leaning. That's your dog putting their safety in your hands. And by the way, if your dog used to lean and suddenly stopped, don't ignore it. We'll get to what that really means near the end, and it's something most owners wish they'd caught sooner. You've probably noticed your dog staring at you. Long, soft, unhurried eye contact, where their whole face seems to relax. Most people think it's curiosity, or hunger, or just dogs being dogs. Here's what the research actually shows. A 2015 study published in the journal Science found that when dogs and their owners make eye contact, both experience a significant rise in oxytocin, the same hormone released between mothers and newborns during bonding. Not similar, the same. Researchers called it a mutual gaze bonding loop. The dog looks at you, you look back. Both of your bodies respond as if you just held someone you love. But here's what most people don't realize. Dogs don't do this with strangers. They barely do it with other dogs. Prolonged, relaxed eye contact in the canine world is actually a sign of challenge, unless it happens with someone they've deeply bonded to. In that case, it flips entirely. It becomes an act of love. So the next time your dog holds your gaze, don't look away. Hold it. Soften your eyes. Let it happen. Because what you're doing in that moment isn't just staring at each other. You're having a conversation their body understands perfectly. Your dog runs up to you with that same chewed up rope toy they've had for 3 years. They drop it at your feet, you toss it, they bring it back. Simple, right? Here's what's actually happening beneath the surface. Dogs have scent glands in their paws and mouths. Every object they carry, they mark. That toy, it smells entirely like your dog. And when they bring it to you and press it against your hands, your lap, your body, they are marking you, not as property, as family. Behavioral scientists who study canine scent marking describe this as a scent gifting behavior. Your dog is essentially saying, "You belong in my world. I'm putting my smell on you. You are mine, and I am yours." The toys they choose matter too. Dogs almost always bring their highest value items to the people they're most attached to. If they're bringing you the old rope over the newer squeaky ball, that's not random. That's deliberate. What makes this even more powerful is that some dogs never bring toys to certain family members at all. They make a choice about who receives this gesture. And if your dog chooses you consistently, that's not habit. That's affection with intention behind it. And hey, if this is making you see your dog differently, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more dog owners who actually want to understand what their dog is really saying. Here's one most owners completely overlook. You yawn, and a few seconds later, your dog yawns. You've probably laughed it off. Contagious yawning is a human thing, right? Actually, research from the University of Tokyo found that dogs yawn contagiously in response to their owners at a significantly higher rate than they do with strangers. And not just any strangers, even strangers who were calm, familiar, and unthreatening. The contagious yawn only caught when it came from someone the dog had a bond with. What this tells us goes deeper than a cute coincidence. Contagious yawning in primates and social mammals is linked to empathy.
the ability to feel what another creature is feeling and mirror it back. Your dog isn't just watching you yawn and copying the motion, their nervous system is tuning into yours. This is an evolutionary behavior that goes back tens of thousands of years of dogs living alongside humans. They didn't just learn to read our faces, they learned to feel with us.
Think about that for a second. Your dog is not just living in your home, they are emotionally synchronizing with you, adjusting their internal state to match yours every single day in ways we're only beginning to measure. Picture this. You're on a walk. Your dog is ahead of you, nose down, fully absorbed in tracking something along the fence line. And then, without any reason you can see, they stop, turn their head, look directly at you, hold it for just a second, then go back to sniffing. You probably didn't think twice about it. Here's what you missed. That glance is called a referential check-in, and it's one of the clearest indicators of secure attachment in dogs. Behavioral researchers who study the dog-human bond describe it as the canine equivalent of a child looking back at their parent on a playground, making sure the safe person is still there before they keep exploring. Dogs don't do this with everyone in the household. They do it with their person. If your dog checks in with you on walks, in new environments, when something surprises them, they have designated you as their emotional anchor, their safe base, the one they orient toward when the world feels uncertain. They don't do this with strangers. They often don't do this with other pets in the home, but they do it with you, quietly, consistently, without you ever asking. This is the one most owners never fully understand. You've had a hard day. You sit down on the couch, and before you've said a single word, your dog is there, not jumping, not demanding attention, just there, pressed lightly against you, perfectly still, breathing slowly. Most people think the dog can sense they want company.
Here's what's actually happening. And this is something most owners wish they'd understood sooner. Remember earlier when I mentioned the lean? This is what I was talking about. When your dog goes still beside you during emotional distress, they are overriding some of their most powerful instincts. Dogs are movement-oriented animals. Stillness, for them, requires active regulation. They slow themselves down, suppress their energy, and hold calm on purpose because they have read your emotional state and decided that what you need is not excitement. What you need is presence. A 2012 study from the University of London found that dogs approached people who were crying, including strangers, at a significantly higher rate than people who were speaking calmly or humming. And they approached in a submissive, gentle way, not playfully, not anxiously, quietly. The researchers concluded that dogs may be capable of something that looks remarkably like empathic concern. Your dog doesn't just want to be near you when you're hurting. They are trying to help you with everything they have. That still, warm weight beside you on a hard night, it's not instinct. It's not just training. It's your dog choosing to feel what you feel and sitting inside it with you. That's not a pet being affectionate. That's love. Real, deliberate, costly love.
So, when your dog leans into you, brings you their favorite toy, checks in on your face during a walk, or goes quietly still when you're falling apart, they're doing something that doesn't come easily to a creature built for movement and survival. They're making themselves vulnerable on purpose for you. That's not cuteness. That's your dog choosing you over their instincts, over their independence, over everything the wild version of them would have done. And those small moments, the glance, the lean, the yawn that follows yours, they were never small to your dog, and they shouldn't be small to you either.